We have a heart-wrenching top story for you tonight, but a warning, it does deal with a disturbing topic.
Tonight, a Colorado Springs widow is reacting to the news that a funeral home operator accused of illegally selling her husband's body parts has pleaded guilty in federal court.
That guilty plea wasn't for body brokering, it's for mail fraud. KRDO News Channel 13's Mallory Anderson is live in studio with the new developments. And Mallory, this has been a long legal process for a lot of grieving families.
Bart, Heather, it's been 4 years since Danielle McCarthy got a call from the FBI saying the Sunset Mesa Funeral Home in Montrose had dismembered her husband and sold his body parts. But as this case inches closer to a conclusion, McCarthy is opening up about why she feels justice will never be served.
There's no words to describe. That was my husband of 25 years, and finding out what had happened, that he had been dismembered and sold as multiple body parts, there are no words to describe what that feels like.
Danielle McCarthy says the trauma inflicted upon her and her family by Sunset Mesa Funeral Home is one she continues to confront every day. The business owner, Megan Hess, and her mother, Shirley Koch, were arrested in 2020. According to an FBI investigation, the duo was selling those body parts in instances when loved ones requested a cremation.
Who does such a vile, dastardly, despicable thing? At a person's most vulnerable time and at a most sacred time.
Hess and Koch have been charged with 6 counts of mail fraud and 3 counts of illegal transportation of hazardous materials. On Tuesday, Hess pleaded guilty to the mail fraud charges under a deal that the other charges be dropped.
It's a very generous plea that has been offered. It's definitely not, I think, anything that the victim pool would have wanted. I understand why and how the plea was offered and why it was just the 1 count. But at the same time, I don't think there's justice to be found because you can't undo what's been done to families.
McCarthy says the entire legal case has made the grieving process even harder, especially since her husband's remains have still not been laid to rest. Right now, his dismembered body parts remain in an FBI evidence refrigerator.
That has been my biggest struggle, is kind of not knowing when I would get him back, because as a Gold Star family, he has the right and needs to be interred in a national cemetery. Haven't been able to do that and have met many doors because we didn't have his body to inter. So that's been a big struggle as well. So not having a place to mourn, knowing I don't have him, and then you triple that with the knowledge of how he was dismembered. Very, very traumatic.
Hess is scheduled to be sentenced sometime in January and could be facing up to 20 years in prison. Her mother is also expected to enter a guilty plea and has a hearing scheduled next Tuesday. McCarthy says once Koch enters a plea, the timeline for getting her husband's remains back should speed up. Reporting live in studio, Mallory Anderson, KRDO News Channel 13.